Aloha everyone, and welcome to Language of the Soul Astrology Talk Radio. Hi, I'm Ora'lea Starr, your host, and today's theme is going to be freedom, and I have this little horse talisman with me today. I actually ride around with this in my car. I have a Sagittarius rising, and so that's the centaur, like the horse. So my inner horse is always kind of with me, reminding me about stamina and endurance. And with freedom kind of being the theme of the week today, I chose a poem by Maya Angelou called The Caged Bird. And I would like to begin with that today, and then shortly thereafter, I will talk about what's happening in the stars this week, March 1st through March 7th. Then we'll have a word from our sponsors, and then we'll sail along here. So today's poem is called Caged Bird, and it's by Maya Angelou. The free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends and dips his wings in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with fearful trill of the things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the sighing trees, and the fat worms waiting on a dawn-bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. His shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. That is a really powerful poem, and at some point I could feel myself getting a little choked up and emotional. I always feel that way when I see something in a cage, whether it's a bird or animals at the zoo, and just beings who are meant to be free, taken out of their natural habitat and placed behind bars. And anyway, let's go into, well, first of all, let's have a word from our sponsor today, Maui Healing Retreats. I want to thank Janet Baldwin at Maui Healing Retreats, and let you know that they offer one-on-one personal and private coaching sessions to help gain clarity and information on how to live your best life. And right now, especially in these times, who does not need a little help? Whether you need one session, couples counseling, or shamanic healing, Maui Healing Retreats has you covered. And when you can contact them at 808-870-3711, or you can visit their website at mauihealingretreat.com. And don't forget to ask about their Kama Aina pricing for those of us, or those of you who live here in the islands. Janet has some great Kama Aina pricing and some really amazing practitioners. So again, you can contact them at 870-3711, that's area code 808, or you can visit their website at mauihealingretreat.com. And next week, everyone, I will actually have Janet Baldwin here in the studio with me, and we're going to find out more about the amazing services that she offers through her company. So, okay, let's go into the weekly astrology of what's happening in the stars this week, starting with today, Monday. We have an all-day Libra moon today. The moon actually shifted into Libra on Sunday afternoon, and Libra is the archetype of the peacemaker, the diplomat, the artist, and it's tuned into colors and beauty and a refined sense of elegance and taste. And Libra is here seeking balance through intimate relationships and through cooperation with others. It sits opposite Aries in the zodiac, where Aries is the I am energy and it's all about me. In Libra, especially when the moon is there, it's all about us and how we can cooperate with each other. Later this afternoon, the Libra moon makes 3 really sweet connections to 3 other planets. First to Saturn, Mercury, and then Jupiter. So this afternoon, as the moon connects with Saturn, we're really able to put our creative ideas into a plan. Saturn likes planning, and it's all about work, and Libra is about creativity. So and with Saturn in Aquarius, how can you revolutionize your work? Maybe you could add some new technology. Oh, there's 1111 again. All right. I think this is the 4th week in a row that I've seen it, everyone. For me, it's a magic number reminding us that for better or for worse, this is exactly where we're supposed to be in this moment. So I'm so glad I saw that again, especially today. When the moon connects with Mercury today, our emotions and our thoughts are in tune and in alignment. And so we can take whatever we're feeling and put that into words, maybe to our loved ones, maybe on paper, maybe through a business idea. And when the moon aligns with Jupiter tonight, we're feeling expansive and inspired and really able to tune into the big picture. It's a great day to begin a creative project and to get your planning done for that. Make an outline of bullet points. How do you want to proceed in your creativity? So that's today, and I feel like today is not that the rest of the week is bad. I feel like today we have a lot of good connections happening out there. Tomorrow when we wake up, we'll still be in a Libra moon until around lunchtime. But that moon is going to be kind of bumping heads with Pluto. And I've talked about this before. And the one thing that I want to say about the moon is that the moon travels very quickly. It travels through all 12 zodiac signs in about 28 and a half days, which is between the sun and the moon. That's how we have our calendar system of 30 days. And so the moon in 2.5 days will shift signs, but every couple of hours it's moving. So it's always moving, and it's constantly making connections to other planets. And so sometimes we can feel like we're getting jerked around with our moods throughout the day, and a lot of that can be the moon and the influence that it makes. And some people may argue that the moon doesn't have an influence, but the moon is able to raise the ocean tides up and down every day. This is a significant body of water. Our bodies are made up of, I don't remember the exact number, but I think like 71 or maybe even more % water. So I believe that these lunar connections and passages throughout the day definitely affect us. And tomorrow morning, there is a squabble with Pluto, the dark lord of the underworld. Our feelings can feel really deep and raw and vulnerable. And still in Libra, the moon in Libra tomorrow morning, our relationships could be a sore point. Maybe there's some arguments, maybe we're feeling angry or resentful, or we're in some power struggles. But the idea is to just be gentle with yourself, be gentle with others. The moon is going to be bumping into Pluto all the time. It's just, I think of Pluto as powerful forces beyond our control. There are just some things that are beyond our control. And being able to recognize that, I think, is really step one. Recognize that the more resistance that we're in to powerful forces that we cannot change, the more pain we're going to experience as we're bashing our head against an immovable wall. And so even though acceptance and surrender can sometimes feel like defeat, which is why a lot of times we dig our feet in the dirt and say, no, I'm not going to move. But that's really actually, when something is beyond our control, surrender and acceptance is really the key to peace and to happiness. And it's through that surrender that things actually move and can improve. The sun's still in Pisces. We're going to, Pisces is a paradox. It's about beginnings. And well, there are no beginnings and there are no endings with Pisces. It's all a cyclic churning of this paradox of good and bad, but really nothing's good or bad. It just is. And because of that, Pisces can often rule chaos. And self-undoing and a lot of unclarity and confusion about what's happening. So it's emotional and it's sensitive. And again, I encourage everybody to tune into a more gentle energy that deals with compassion and realizing that in some sense we really are all one. We may have a lot of differences between us, but we have more in common than we do different. And so there are big personal transformations available to us if we're willing to feel our feelings and embrace our feelings rather than trying to escape them. So tomorrow, Tuesday, again, that Libra Moon is going to shift into Scorpio, and Pluto rules Scorpio. So it's just going to, Tuesday and Wednesday can be a little intense. I find when the moon is in Scorpio, people are just feeling more intense. And on Wednesday, that moon is going to kind of set off that Saturn-Uranus square that I've been talking about, that you're going to continue to hear me talking about for probably the next 7 or 8 months, because it's a huge transit that all of us are going to be feeling. So we could be, again, on Wednesday feeling a little touchy. And let's talk about this Saturn-Uranus again. It's Saturn to Uranus freedom. This week's theme is freedom. Again, here's my horse, but this horse reminds me to reach for freedom every day. And I just at the last minute, I have it riding around in my car, and sometimes I forget it's there, but it's always there. And at the last minute, I decided to grab it and bring it in today because, again, Saturn responsibility, but we're working for freedom. And freedom is going to look different for everyone. And wherever this Saturn-Uranus square is in your chart, it will show you where are you working Saturn for freedom. Where is Uranus in your chart? Where is this happening in your own life? So yeah. As we also on Wednesday, Mars, the planet of desire and motivation and willpower, is going to leave earthly, sensual Taurus, and it's going to, zip into Gemini for the next 2.5 months. So we're going to be motivated more Gemini things, curiosity, new information, reading, speaking, teaching, writing, broadcasting. Maybe we're going to spend more time on social media, more time talking, and voicing our passions. That will also light up that North and South node in Gemini and Sagittarius, kind of bringing up where we have judgments. Where are we in judgment of ourselves? Where are we in judgment of other people? It's real easy to stand in judgment of other people and what they're doing, or what we feel they're not doing, and how we're right and they're wrong. And we're all human, so we all have these feelings. I know this week I've had to remind myself that, if I had to walk a mile in someone else's shoes, I don't know. I would probably have a different experience. Maybe I would not be so judgmental, and maybe I wouldn't feel so judged if people could walk a mile in my shoes. So again, the idea is to have some compassion. Tuesday and Wednesday could feel a little touchy, emotional, and sensitive. The other thing that's happening that I didn't mention last week is that with Mercury going direct, all of the planets are direct right now. Nothing is retrograde. So the positive aspect of that is that for the next couple of months, I think it's April 28th, when I don't know, I think maybe it's Jupiter that'll go retrograde first. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. But we are getting, the gate is open. The horses are running. And so you want to get out there and really, with the sun in Pisces and all this visionary energy floating around. I used to teach a class on creativity, and we used to make a lot of vision boards. We would sit with a pile of magazines and clip out pictures and kind of arrange them onto a poster board. And I can't tell you how many of these vision boards that I've made. And I still have mostly all of them. And when I look back at some of them, I realize that mostly everything on those vision boards have manifested in some form or another, or that they're still in the process of manifesting. So, on Thursday, when that moon enters Sagittarius around lunchtime, and we feel like the dungeon gates have flung open, and we're after we bump into Pluto again that morning and deal with maybe some more blame or feeling like the victim or feeling venomous or on the attack, we're going to be tuned into Jupiter and Mercury getting together in Aquarius, giving us more big ideas, more inspiration. So I encourage everybody to just remember that we're, with this Saturn-Uranus square and all of this supporting planetary interactions, we are working for freedom. We are working for our freedom. And penny for penny, what we put in is what we're going to get out. By Friday, we will have an all-day Sagittarius moon again, and it will square Venus, which could put love on the back burner for a little bit, but in favor of rolling up our sleeves and getting to work on our plans that hopefully we've made at the beginning of the week. The moon is also entering what's called the waning quarter phase. So we may feel this urgency to kind of wrap things up before a new moon that'll be coming on March 13th. Again, on Friday, Jupiter and Mercury getting together. It's easy conversation, big ideas. So overall, even though there's some emotional squabbles and maybe some anger and resentment to deal with this week, we have a green light to engage our dreams and our plans for the future, and to draft those up and get busy working on them. Get busy working towards freedom, whatever that means personally for you. We get into Saturday, and again, it's the weekend, and the moon is going to go into into Capricorn again. Capricorn is all about business and work and getting things done, and I don't like to think of Capricorn happening on the weekends, but it's been happening on the weekends for quite some time. So, maybe it's a partial relaxation day, and maybe Saturday and Sunday are also about doing some work at home on your computer. Taskmaster Saturn requires adjustments. We have time and duties, responsibilities, and limitations and obstacles to overcome. And we overcome them through patience, perseverance, planning, which leads to wisdom and accomplishment and success and a feeling of self-mastery. And also integrity, a sense of integrity that no one can take from us. So I'm looking at the time, and I definitely want to wrap up. I want to let people know that after I wrap up, we're going to hear a short song. Today's song is Blackbird by the Beatles, all about freedom again. But after that, I will be taking callers for complimentary astrology readings at 808 242 7800, and you'll want to have your birth date, your birthplace, and most specifically your birth time ready for a complimentary astrology reading. Again, that's 808 242 7800, and I should be taking callers in about 5 minutes or so. So let's get to Sunday again. Another all-day Capricorn moon, as I talked about. And there are lots of breakthroughs available. I feel like a broken record, really repeating myself about doing the work leading to freedom. But with all planets moving direct, it's like all systems go. If you've been kind of afraid to move forward or weren't really sure how to move forward, I would encourage everybody to just start taking one step at a time. It's like the journey of 1,000 miles, I don't remember who said this, begins with one single step. So what single step can you take today towards making your dreams a reality? You know, in any area of your life that you can envision. You know, if you're single and you want to be in a relationship, what does that look like? How do you visualize yourself being in relationship with another? What kind of work do you do? Are you happy with it? Would you rather be doing something else? And either way, what is the plan to get more freedom in your life, to live your life in an authentic way? So with that, on Sunday, we kind of have a nightcap with the moon making an exciting connection with Venus. And I'm thinking maybe some romance Sunday night for those of you who have a partner. And remember, romance doesn't always have to involve a partner. We can romance an idea. We can romance a project. We can engage in romance in a number of different ways, whether single or partnered. We can dress up in clothes that make us feel good and just put on some nice music and enjoy ourselves. So with that, I am going to end the Cosmic Weather Report. Again, if you'd like to call in for a complimentary astrology reading, you can do so at 808 242 7800 after we hear from the Beatles and the song Blackbird. Thank you, everyone. Aloha.